Come with me for a work from home trip to Yosemite National Park. This was both a trip where we planned to work from an Airbnb Thursday and Friday and then extend our stay into the weekend to explore Yosemite. So we stayed at this affordable, eccentric spot in the woods near Oakhurst, just an hour outside of the south entrance. This Airbnb was basic, but it had everything we needed. Even though it creaked in the night and had its quirks, we liked its remote feeling, mountain views, and good Wi-Fi. You know, the essentials. And of course, because it always works this way, it ended up being a busier work week than anticipated, but it was way more fun working here in the woods than being back in my home office. It was just a refreshing change. And plus, I was excited for the weekend. Big plans. The nice thing about staying in and around Oakhurst is being near some great food options. The first night we ate at Southgate Brewery and shared a taco salad and a pizza. And the second work night, we went to our absolute favorite spot, Smokehouse 41. I'm telling you, if you are looking for insanely good barbecue, you have to check out Smokehouse 41. And do yourself a favor and try the Baker's sweet potato, but plan on sharing because it is huge. It was a chill night back at the Airbnb, and oh my god, look at this blue hour. Time for the Yosemite weekend. We tried catching sunrise and unfortunately just missed it, oopsie, but still decided not to miss out on the dream of making a cup of coffee at Tunnel View. Entering the park, we had to show our park reservations, which was required for weekends from mid-spring to the end of summer 2024. So be sure to check the park website to see if the reservation system is in place when you go. Nothing beats an early morning at Tunnel View, and I seem to make time for it every time I visit. For 7:30 a.m. on a Saturday, we had minimal crowds and just basked in the super crisp, chilly spring morning with coffee in hand. It was awesome. Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is it that sweet? I get so say you can't sleep, baby. I know that's that me espresso. Move it up, down, left, right. Oh, switch it up like Nintendo. Say you can't sleep, baby. I know. The park still had recent snow up on the surrounding mountains, making for a lush Yosemite. The river was full and waterfalls could be seen all over the park. It felt moody and magical and just perfect vibes, but we could tell something was brewing in the forecast and assumed it would be rain. Oh, how very wrong we were. First stop of the day was Bridalveil Falls, which finally reopened. This was my first time getting to visit this waterfall, and luckily there's a parking lot right at the trailhead. This easy trail is only 0.8 miles out and back, and it's such a pretty walk along the river. The falls were absolutely raging, and we were not prepared for the breeze that made the trail so misty. How absolutely beautiful is this view, and I just loved getting to finally see Bridalveil Falls up close. So you can see, baby, I know that's that me. Time for another cup of coffee and some brunch at Degnan's Deli. I love that they serve Pete's coffee, so I got a vanilla latte and a chicken Caesar wrap. We sat outside and enjoyed the surrounding Yosemite Valley views before heading out onto the next stop, Yosemite Falls. We decided to walk the loop from the village, walking through this old cemetery right on National Park grounds. Have you ever seen it? And we started out on the ADA accessible side of the trail and we made it to Yosemite Falls. It was about 11 a.m. and this popular spot was pretty busy, to say the least. I found the crowds to be a bit overwhelming, so I took what looked like a trail to the left of the falls and scrambled over a couple of boulders to get our own private view. No people, none. Wow, look at this view. So amazing. It's one of those moments when you're in Yosemite next to one of the tallest waterfalls in North America and you just think, wow, I'm here. So we just hung out, basked in it, and eventually had to head on to the next. We strolled through Cook's Meadow to the bike path and had incredible spring views of Half Dome from the valley. Although it was a little gloomy, I loved being bundled up and I totally enjoyed Yosemite this time of year. Everything felt full and green and crisp, and it's just kind of one of those moments where this is when you want to be in Yosemite, in the spring. Continuing our walk over Superintendent's Bridge, we made our way to Yosemite Chapel. Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is it that sweet? I get so From this spot, you not only get the most picturesque view of the chapel, but all you have to do is turn around and suddenly you are in awe of Yosemite Falls from across the valley. We found the most perfect bench to just map out the next stop while also taking in the scenery. I mean, does a Yosemite view get much better than this? Like, it looks fake. I mean, but it's real and it's amazing. And I look at this video and I go, oh my God, I was there, right? Like, okay, I'll calm down now. You know, Yosemite is just beautiful. I am convinced it doesn't have a single bad angle. Continuing on, we strolled toward Curry Village and we hopped on the free shuttle to take us to Mirror Lake Trailhead. Another bucket list hike checked off the list. The trail was super pretty, but unfortunately Mirror Lake wasn't at its best for that reflecting effect. But regardless, this little valley and trail were a beautiful walk. We stopped to enjoy a snack on the water's edge, just to take in the views once again. This was when we could tell the clouds were getting a bit ominous. With the weather on our mind, we hopped back on the shuttle again and took it to the Ahwahnee Lodge, a historic spot I've always wanted to see, and I totally enjoyed seeing its lobby and famous giant fireplace. Rounding out the day on a high note, as if this day could get any better, we stopped at the Ahwahnee bar for a little adult beverage. It was time to close out the day, so we took the 1-mile trail back to Yosemite Village from the lodge to where our car was parked. We had impeccable timing, starting our drive out of the park just as the weather was turning. By the time we made it to higher elevation at Tunnel View, the light rain turned into snow flurries, and then it quickly turned into actual thick snow. We were so excited. I've always wanted to see Yosemite covered in snow, making this drive back epically magical. As we made it to our Airbnb at lower elevation, the snow flurries barely clung on and mostly melting as they hit the ground, but it was still such a delight to see and a happy surprise for the trip. Day 2. We started later on Sunday, but the moment we got to fish camp where I needed to charge my car, we were greeted by lots of snow that appeared overnight. I couldn't wait to get into the park, hoping it didn't melt before we got there. But alas, even while waiting to enter, it was clear the snow was melting fast, and by the time we got to Tunnel View, the snow was gone. But Yosemite was still so beautifully moody, I didn't mind. We didn't have anything on the agenda. It was our free day, so we grabbed a cup of coffee and strolled the different trails in the valley, enjoying our last day in the park. What a great trip! It looked like it was going to storm again, and in an effort to get in one more good meal on our last night before everything closed, we headed out early. One more stop at Tunnel View for good measure. Bye, Yosemite. Hello, more snow. Okay, let's be real. We had to get more barbecue. And that's a wrap on this Yosemite work from home trip. The next day, we got a late checkout and worked one last time at the Airbnb and then headed home that night. This was my first time working on the road, and it might be my new favorite thing. I hope you enjoyed this fun vlog of a trip, and if you have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comments. And don't forget to check out my other Yosemite videos about hiking Half Dome and seeing Firefall, which I'll also link below. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. And if you liked this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers this year and would love for you to come and hang out with me on all of these trips. And remember, no risk, no magic. Catch you in the next one.